Hey, do you want to learn how to put together a unique, wonderful photo slideshow like the one you're watching right now? Then stay with me. I'll show you how. Before we get started, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos like this. And don't forget to share it with your friends and also leave a comment below. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright. In order to pull off an effect like this, we need photos, we need images. I have mine and you can import yours. So let's start dragging them down one after the other depending on how many pictures you're gonna want. We're gonna group it into 3 or 4 groups. So drag down your images one after the other. I'll suggest you drag down like 9 will be okay. So drag them down and drop them on top of one another. Alright, now check out the side right there. There is blank space by the side. We don't want that, so let's get rid of it. Right click and go to crop and zoom, then change the ratio to 16:9, then rearrange it and click OK. Go to the next one and do the same thing. Crop it, crop each and every one of them to fit. So do that for all your images. Just right click on it, go to crop and zoom, change the ratio to 16:9, then you adjust it, then you click OK. Do the same to all your images. Alright, when you're done, double click on the first image and go to transform. Change the scale to 30 and arrange it on the screen. Let's go to effects and look for border. Drag it and drop it on the first image. And then double click on it and go to videos, then border. Change the start color to any color you want and the end color to also any color. Just choose any color of your choice, then change the size to 5 and then click OK. So the next thing we need to do is to right click and copy the effect, highlight the rest of the images and paste effects. And now everything, the same effect will apply to them. Now the next thing we need to do is to arrange them on the screen. Now drag them and arrange them on the screen one after the other. Just drag and keep arranging them until you have a perfect arrangement. So take your time and arrange it neatly. Make sure there is no gap in between. And while you're doing this, make sure the background is blank. Make sure there is no picture or video in the background. You will see why later. Just take your time and arrange it neatly with blank background. Then I'll show you what to do with it later. Alright, when you're done, click that icon right there and take a snapshot. Now where's our snapshot? I'll show you where it is. Here's where it is. That's our snapshot. We're gonna keep it there for now. We'll come back to it later. For now, highlight all these objects and delete them. Photos, we don't need them. So let's drag down our second images. Drag them down. This time around we're gonna use 2 pictures. You can use more if you want, but I think 2 will be okay. So let's crop it. Let's crop the feed first and make sure it fits the screen. Now drag down the second image and do the same thing. Right click on it, or you go to crop and zoom, then you adjust it and click OK. So these are the 2 images we're gonna use for our next effect. So double click on it, go to transform, change it to 50, change the scale to 50, and do the same to the second one, to the second image too. So now that we got our image scaled down to 50, let's add border to it. Drag them border and drop it on the first one. Then go to border and change the start and end color. I'm gonna use yellow and probably red, but you can use any color you want. It doesn't matter. Just use the color of your choice. Now come back to right click on the first image and just paste it on the second one, and we have the same image. Now go back to the screen and drag it, arrange it. You can just follow what I'm doing right now. Just drag them one at the top, one below, or the other way around, any way that suits you. There is no specific way of doing it. When you're done, take a snapshot. Click on that icon right there. Here's our snapshot. Here's the second snapshot we're gonna save there. So delete it. We don't need those images. So let's move to the next one. Let's drag down our images one after the other and stash them on top of others. So this, we're gonna divide this into two. We're gonna split it into two. We make the first one maybe using 3 images, then the last one 4 images. So the first thing, let's double click on it and go to transform. Let's change the scale to probably, I think 30 will be okay. Then drag them border and drop it on the first one. Then go to video. Under video you find border there, double click on it, on choose color that'll suit you. I'm gonna choose purple and probably yellow. Yeah, I think this is cool. So change the size to 5 and click OK. Now this is what we have. Now right click on it and highlight the other one and paste effect. Right click, copy effect and paste it on the other ones. Now we have the same images looking the same way. Now let's go to the screen and make some adjustment right there. So arrange them, drag them to the side. You can virtually do whatever you want. The position doesn't have to be the same. So choose a suitable position for you. Just drag them until you get a perfect position you want. This is what I'm gonna do. So you can follow what I do, or you can do it your own way. That's why it's unique. So you can do it your own way. So do it. So when we're done, take a snapshot of it. Click on the icon right there and take a snapshot. Now where is our shot? Let's go back. There is our shot. Now we have 4 images snapshot. So let's delete those 3 images and let's focus on this last 4 images. Now arrange them on the screen just like the other one. Just arrange them the way you want them. Drag them one after the other, move them to the right, move them to the left, move them up and down, and get the right position for each and every one of them. Just make sure it fits into the screen, onto the screen. Yes, better. When we're done, let's take a snapshot. Click on that camera icon right there and it will automatically insert itself right there. Look at it right there. So we have all our snapshots ready. So let's get rid of this. We don't need it. Now the next thing we need to do, we need a background. Now what are we going to use for our background? Let's drag in the first snapshot. Drag it to one of the track on the timeline. Now we need to make some changes to it. We don't want it too bright. We want it as a background. So I'm gonna apply some, let's crop it. Let's first of all crop it to fit the screen. Then we're gonna apply some blur to it, just to make it, just to dim it a little bit. So now we have it cropped. I'll click OK. Now let's add some blur to it. You can expand it. We keep expanding as we're doing. Now go to Effects, search for Square Blur. You can type it there or just go through it and search for it. Square Blur. Drag it and drop it. No, not up there. No, delete it. Let's undo it. Delete that. Now go back, drag it and drop it on it. Now we have a double click on it and go to the control there. And you can make it dim, you can make it a little bright. So just do it the way it suits you. I don't want it too sharp and I don't want it too dull. So let's get in between. Just test it. If you like it this way, go ahead. And if you don't, double click on it and go back and make some changes to it. Just make sure you get what you want. Now let's bring down our first snapshot. It's time to start our animation. Now all you need to do is to go to crop and zoom and then pan and zoom, and you click. On this window we have two windows, the wider one and the smaller one in the middle. So adjust the smaller one in the middle, make sure it fits into the square. Then this is what we got. So this isn't what we want. Now let's click an icon right there. There's a swipe icon and it will zoom out instead. So this is what we want. You do it and preview it. If it's okay, we move forward. All we need to do is to copy the same image and paste it right there. Drag it and paste it just next to our previous image. Now let's go to crop and zoom, then pan and zoom. Now let's swipe it again, adjust it, move the outer one and make it smaller. Now what we want to do is it to move right there, to move from there to here. Now let's swipe it, one from here to the other image right there, just like that. Click OK. Now you need to copy it and paste it. Paste it right there. Then go to crop and zoom again and do the same thing. Move one of the box to another, to where you want it to be. Could be from where you want it to start or where you want it to end. Now to start from there and end there, following this arrow right there, this green arrow. So if you don't want to start from there, you can move it to another box, or you can click this swap icon right there, and the start and the end will be swiped. Yeah. So copy it and paste it there. Just follow the same process and apply the same thing to all your images. Alright, when you're done with this, drag then our next snapshot. Drag it and drop it by the side. Now here is our next snapshot, and let's go to crop and zoom, then pan and zoom, and let's apply some movement to this too. So this is the movement we want. So all we need to do is to arrange the two boxes, the start and the end. Depends on where we want it to start and where we want it to end. So right there, something like that. I think this is okay, right? Start from up there and end down there. and if it's not okay, just make some adjustment to it until you get what you want. I think something like this is okay, right? All right, so when we're done, we can swap it if we want. So this is what we have after swapping it. If you're okay, let's get out of there. Now let's bring down our third snapshot and go to crop and zoom, then pan and zoom, and let's do the same thing to it. Let's apply some movement to it. Now this is the kind of movement we want, so all we need to do is to add this, something like that. So just paste it. If it's okay, drag down the next, our last snapshot right there, this one. So in this one, this is the kind of movement we want, something like this. So, and this is how we do it. In pan and zoom, the inner box, just move it to where you want it to start or end. Then the out, you can swap it. You can swap it depending on where you want it to start and where you want it to end. So something like this. Well, you can swap it and we will have something like this. I think this is okay. So click OK. Now I think we have all our images intact, all our snapshot, everything arranged. So you can make some changes if you want. So let's drag down another image. Let's round it up with this. So go to crop and zoom and also apply zoom to it. You can move the inner boxes. What we want to do here is to actually zoom out of the screen. So let's look for a perfect place of doing that. Let's choose the red color of the shirt. Now to zoom out. Now it's not gonna zoom out completely. So there's something we can do to make it zoom out completely. Now click OK. Now what we need to do is to play it to at the point of zooming out. Then we take a snapshot, bring in the snapshot, then go to pan and zoom, go to crop and zoom, then pan and zoom. Then let's apply zoom to it. Now this is what we want to zoom out. Now click OK. I'll write something like this. I think we got it. So minimize it. So let's add text to it. Probably we can type something like "Thanks for watching." So drag down any pre-text and double click on it. Go to advanced and make some changes to it. You can write whatever you want actually, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. Thanks for watching, something like that. You can write whatever you want, just like I said, but I'm gonna keep it simple. So you can make any necessary adjustment to this. Make sure when you're done, you also choose motion. So do it. Now let's go to motion and change the motion, the movements. Now you can go through all the motion we have there. All you need to do is to click on the text and then double click on the motion there, and it will automatically apply to your text. So I'm going to choose this value and this zoom out. This zoom out, I think is okay. But you can choose whatever you want. Just go through it, test it. Anyone that is okay for you, just double click on it and it will automatically apply to your text. All right, let's make the final adjustment right here. Something like that. I think this is cool. All right, thanks for watching. Now, where is the 4? Now go back and fix it. When you notice something isn't working well, you got to fix it. Now let's pre-render it, then we preview it and see what we have so far, what we are working on. Now let's preview it. All you need to do is to click on play. Let's have something like this. So this is what we've done so far. Just preview it. You can do it over and over again just to see if there's anything you need to change or any addition, you know. By the time you watch it over and over again and you make some changes, you can come out with something awesome. So just go through it. All right, the next thing we need to do, we can add some transition to it. Now what we want here is just a kind of flash effects. So drag and drop it in between images, snapshots. Now double click on it and reduce it to something like probably 10 will be okay. We don't want much of the flash. It should be a pretty fast, slash. And you don't have to apply it to all your images. I just apply it to 4 of the images. So you can apply it to all if you want, but you don't have to. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just apply it to 4 and let's see what we have. Now when you're done, there's something we can do. We can apply background music to it. So you can choose any type of music you want. So all you need to do is to drag it down to the last track on the timeline, then make some adjustment. You can cut out some part and leave the one you want. If it's too long, you cut out the part of it and make sure it's aligned. Then you check it, you listen to it, just make sure it's not too loud. If it's too loud, you can reduce it. You can cut out the parts you don't need, then make sure there is smooth or there's fade in and fade out. Just apply it. So you test it some more, just listen to it. If it's okay, wow. The next thing you need to do is to smash that export button for the final product. Now you can write the name, then you click export, and what else? The final product. And talking about the final product, here is our final product. Isn't it awesome? So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so I can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell, and also be sure to check out my other videos on this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.